Good morning. Market seems to be just reacting to the daily dose of news, which fortunately or unfortunately is not so consistent. So if one day the news flow is upbeat, then on the other day it is not so encouraging. Strangely, volatility is not all that elevated even as markets are looking for fresh catalysts to make decisive moves. Overall, the global outlook remains uncertain, with the US seeing lackluster progress, the Eurozone still not out of the woods over sovereign debt issues, and China gradually slowing down. The UK is dealing with twin problems of high inflation and tepid growth, whereas Japan, of course, remains met with deflation. For India, the bright picture looks quite bright and beautiful. Although growth does appear to have moderated slightly, fresh traction is expected in the coming months. We expect a positive start on the back of strength in most global markets. The main indices are unlikely to witness sharp gains unless the global rally sustains for long. The non-index counters will remain abuzz, but as always, let cautious prevail. Technically, the NSE Nifty is likely to find support at 5,400 and at 5,370, while the near-term resistance zone is around 5,480. The Nifty has been struggling to cross 5,500 but will need a big help from the global markets if it has to breach this milestone in the current month. It may rise as high as 5,600 on a short covering led gains if it does manage to cross 5,500. However, the big question is whether it can maintain the tempo beyond that level as the global situation remains precarious. Lots of global data points are due to be released throughout the week and will have some bearing on the global sentiments. UK will release data on retail sales. Data on CPI along with housing report is due in the US. The latest monthly balance of payment figures for the Eurozone are due to be announced by the European Central Bank, and Australia will go on polls on the 21st of August. Results from several big companies in the US, Europe and elsewhere will be announced this week. Technology giant Hewlett-Packard and Dell will release their results in this week. FIIs were net buyers of Rs 4 billion in the cash segment on Tuesday provisionally as per the NSE website. Local funds were net sellers of 4 billion rupees. In the F&O segment, they were net buyers at Rs 10.53 billion and foreign funds were net buyers at Rs 5.58 billion in the cash segment on one day, according to the SEBI's website. The country's exports rose 13.2% last month to 16.24 billion US dollars compared to 13.62 billion US dollars in July last year, but lower than 19 billion US dollars in July 2008. Imports meanwhile jumped 34.3% to 29.17 billion US dollars in July as compared to 19.62 billion US dollars in 2009-2010. The government may allow higher foreign investment in asset reconstruction companies, and the government has allowed export of cotton with effect from the 1st of October without required licenses. Cement prices in Andhra Pradesh in particular and southern markets in general continue to be on the lower side due to increased supply and slow pickup in demand. The price range of cement is now between Rs 135 and Rs 160 a bag ex Godown. The government has told Cairn India that its deal with Vedanta Resources will go through only after a formal proposal to the government is made and all clearances are obtained. ADAG is close to acquiring a 26% stake from Indiabulls Financial Services in the Indian Commodity Exchange. Moving on to the recommendations, the technical calls are: a buy on TV today. We recommend high-risk traders to buy the stock above levels of Rs 93 for a target price of Rs 100 and a stop loss is to be placed at Rs 90. And a buy on Oil India. We recommend buy the stock above levels of Rs 1,453 with a stop loss to be maintained at Rs 1,435 for a target price of Rs 1,510. And the derivative strategies are: long ITC August future in the range of Rs 159.50 to 160.50 for a target price of Rs 170.50 for a stop loss to be maintained at Rs 155.10. And long Crompton Greaves August future in the range of Rs 291 to Rs 292 for a target price of Rs 302 and a stop loss is to be placed at Rs 286. Thank you and have a great day ahead.